Hi Scrappy friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to our first layout in our fourth series of Keeping It Simple, where we are working on using pre-made borders to make quick, simple, and beautiful scrapbook page layouts. Now, yesterday I made my 3 pre-made borders that I'm going to carry out through this series, and this is the first one I made, a softball theme inspired borders made specifically to match with my daughter's uniform. Okay, so if you didn't see the first one, that's okay. I will link it at the end of this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So I have here a few pieces of paper. Like I explained yesterday, I don't have a lot of softball or baseball themed papers. You can see here I just have a scrap. So I brought in her colors of her uniform as my main inspiration for this page. Okay, but I did have this beautiful gray paper from the Wanderlust collection, so I thought, why not bring it in and use it? It has almost it looks like leaves floating around, which I feel like whenever I have any type of foliage, it can be used for outdoor layouts, and in this case I think it's going to be perfect for the softball photos. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to gut out the center of this paper just so I can save some of it for future layouts. Okay, so if you don't know how to do this, I do have a video in my basics playlist that explains about gutting the inside of a paper. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put you on fast forward and get this all squared away. Hold on. Okay, so I got my frame all cut out, and I'm going to trim this gray piece of paper by a 1/2 inch on 2 sides. I just want a ever so slight amount of the maroon popping through. So generally a 1/2 inch does just fine for me. Let's see what we have here. Let me go ahead and scoot all this out of the way for a moment. Okay, there we go. I have really been into making these frame foundation pages where I matte behind the background piece. I'm just really loving that right now. Just adding more layers and more depth to my layouts. It just adds that little bit of pop of color that I think I'm going to need, especially on this layout. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring in our border, the star of the show, right? And I'm going to put it right here off to the left-hand side. Not a very exciting title, but I think it's going to be obvious with the photos what we have going on here. So let's go ahead and put the photos on. I've already went ahead and trimmed them. Okay, and I'm sorry about that glare. Let me see if I can bring it down just a bit. I got some new lighting, so I'm still playing around with it. So there we go. Okay, then I have, let's see here, my daughter with a friend of hers. I did have to cover up her face. I apologize for that. And then this one I'm going to slide right over here. And this is just on some repositionable tape. I recommend that if you make pre-made borders, so that by the time you use it, if you want to move it around, you still can. Same with the silhouetted ball player here. I have that on repositionable tape as well. Okay, so it's going to go something like that. Okay, that's going to be how I lay it out. You see how that maroon in the background just really makes everything pop out. The next thing, I have my title, and my next thing I really want to focus on is the journaling. So let me put this out of the way a little bit. I'm going to bring in my mat because I'm going to bring in my custom cutting system. And now what I want to do is create a journaling area that's going to go right down here. And what better journaling spot than a circle, right? On a softball layout, a circle would be perfect. So what I want is to have, I have already cut out this piece from my lined paper, and this is 2 inches, 2 3/4 inches around. And so there, I have a little guide here that I follow, and there's no 2 3/4 inch circle that I can make with the custom cutting system. So I went ahead, I actually cut this out on my Cricut when I was cutting out this other embellishment, and I'm thinking my Cricut blade needs to be replaced. Let me turn it around. It's very choppy, so I'm gonna have to look into that, but I think it's okay. Kind of gives it a rough feel, like a softball would look like, right? Although the softballs in her league are yellow. I'm not going to add any yellow to this page. Okay, so the white's going to be my top, and then I will have a maroon piece and then another white piece, kind of to resemble a little bit of a baseball or softball. That's nothing, I'm not going to put lines on it or anything. It's just going to be that feel that I want for there. Let's see, bring back in our piece that we gutted from the frame. And this will be the middle layer. So this one will be done with blue. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that going. Okay, we'll slide that under. It should be a pretty good fit. It's just a little bit of maroon showing through, and then we'll put that aside and we'll bring in a piece of white scrap, and we'll do green this time because green is going to be bigger than blue. The blue blade, that is. And then this should slide right like that. So there we go. Kind of, to me, resembles a little bit of a baseball. So that's going to be our journaling area. Now what I would like to do is bring in some paper layers. Now I have this red baseball paper, which I know it doesn't match the maroon, you know, perfectly. But what I'd like to do is maybe slide it in. Let's move some of this out of the way. Slide it in, maybe at an angle. And in fact, I'm thinking that I might also want to bring in some of the gray. So let's go ahead and cut a piece of gray, bringing in the same gray that I used for the border. I'm going to make about a 6-inch piece here. And maybe, let's see, how about an 8-inch cut? I can cut it down if I think it's too big. But I want to kind of put some layers underneath here to kind of bring some of those colors forward also. So let's see what we got here. Let's put our border here, our photo here, bring this photo down, align these photos, pulling out the gray, and it'll look like that. So let's see, do we like that? Push this up a little bit, push up the gray a little bit, so close to the bottom of the edge there of the red paper, and do it like that. So just a little bit of gray showing through. I like it. I might bring in a little piece of the gray to be at the top up there. Let's see. Let's slide that right in. There again, just to have that color. It kind of makes it almost look like a full piece. Yep, I love that. Let's put our journaling box back. There we go. Sorry, I'll put you on fast forward there because I didn't want you to have to suffer through me moving and slightly tugging it here, moving it there. So, but now I'm going to put you on pause while I get this adhered down in the position that I like, because I really like just a little bit of pop of red coming out the top with the little baseballs on it. I think that's perfect amount of theme icon paper that I need, and then a little bit of gray. So let me go ahead and get this all adhered down so it stops moving around. Hold on and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back and here's the layout so far with everything adhered down. I'm ready to start getting some more embellishments on here. So I already have some embellishments picked out here for it. And the first thing I want to bring in is this baseball. I did have a yellow softball looking sticker, but I thought I just wanted to keep the yellow out of this layout. I have other softball photos that I could do in the future, so I'll bring the yellow in on those. So for this one, I thought it would be fun to kind of tuck the ball. In fact, this is not stuck down that well, so let me go ahead and bring it out. And I want to kind of tuck this ball so it looks like it's coming out. I trimmed this from another sticker. I thought it would be cute to have it looking like that. Okay, I'll put this back. I will adhere that down with some stronger adhesive as soon as I'm done, especially because I've been popping it up and down. Okay, then I went through my stash and I found a couple other embellishments that I thought would be nice to add. And so the first one says, it's gray, and that's why I liked it. It's gray and white, and it says, "In it to win it." So I thought that would be cute right over here. I think I might pop my journaling box up, move it over just a little bit more. And this already came with a little piece of foam, but I might need to adhere that a little bit better. I went ahead and I cut out some banners. I thought it would be fun to have some banners on here. So I took the maroon paper and I cut out a little banner. Bring that down one more time. Under the photo, under our embellishment on our border, have it coming out like that, maybe even shorter. Let's see. So kind of in line with our other pieces of paper there. And then I have this, it came from the same set I got this one on, and it says "Rip It," which I thought is perfect because she's at bat right here and we have our little silhouette right there. Then I cut two more banners out, and I think I'm going to put them right under this area. Let me get that popped up a little bit. And I'll have one gray one coming out just above our gray paper. And I have one maroon one coming out on top of that. So let's see if we can get these positioned the way we like it. Okay, so I have these little Chevron puffy stickers. I kind of want to place them. They're gray. Thought they would be perfect for this layout because I have the chevron over here. So why not bring in a couple little more chevrons on this side? And it also goes really good with the banners that we have. Happen to be a little chevron piece as well. And I have a little black star that I think would just be perfect right up here. Yep, I like that. And I think that's about it. I do have these other stars I thought would be kind of fun to get the black ones and bring them in around the layout. I have a couple on this sheet. These are vintage Creative Memory stickers. So we can do two right there. And then maybe over here, we can add a couple more. That way I have stars in all three of my areas. So maybe one right here. We'll put both of them right there. That looks cute. Okay, well, there we go. That's our layout, our first layout using our pre-made border. And I like it. I think it tells my story of my daughter's softball. This was her first year playing softball. And so I'll journal all that right in here. I think it went together pretty quick. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please click that like button. I really appreciate it, and I thank you for doing that. It really helps my content spread to other scrappy friends that might want to join us. So thank you. And so that'll wrap up today's video, and we'll be back tomorrow with layout number 2, and it will be using the birthday border that we made yesterday. Okay, so until tomorrow, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.